right, let's get right. Let's get right, let's get right. Let me see.
That is number.
Let's get right, let's get right. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dilla T. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Whew. Let's get into this here.
You really have to wonder what is wrong with these Hollywood billionaires. They have all the money in the world, with countless men and women throwing themselves at them. Yet, they always seem to go after people who aren't interested in them romantically. It just shows how these mega celebrities are obsessed with power. Such is the case with the massive Hollywood mogul Tyler Perry, who is once again getting exposed for allegedly essaying another actor who starred in one of his movies. Tyler is being accused of abusing the power dynamic between actor and producer and forcing his employees to fulfill his dirty desires to be rewarded with a role in his movies. Now I'm left with the question, is Tyler Perry a bigger monster than Diddy? Well, it does sure seem like it. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the latest Tyler Perry lawsuit and what it reveals about the Hollywood system. Let's get right into it. Hollywood is going outside right now. Last year, Diddy got fully exposed as a sick creep monster. Since then, it seems like a new Hollywood weirdo gets outed for being just like him every other month. Last week, we spoke about Will Smith, who got accused of grooming a man who worked on his 2025 tour, which I covered in this video. Now it's Tyler Perry who's being sued for the same thing. As of recent, Tyler Perry is being sued for allegedly essaying an actor who starred in one of his movies. What's disturbing is this isn't the first time he's being accused of this behavior. Last year, Tyler Perry was sued by another actor who worked on one of his TV shows who basically accused him of the exact same behavior. Now, we will be going over these extremely disturbing allegations and also taking a look at why these allegations seem to be true. This whole thing started on December 13th when an actor and model named Mario Rodriguez posted this video on his social media. In the video, he claimed he was essayed by a powerful Hollywood director and explained why he was afraid of coming out with the allegation sooner. He claimed that the powerful director used his movie role opportunities to take advantage of him.
I want to talk to you guys a little bit about assault and harassment and why the people stay silent. For a long time, guys, I didn't want to say anything, and I wanted to tell you guys why I didn't want to say anything. But when it happened to me, I felt ashamed. I was scared because of the judgment and the questions that people were going to start asking, almost like they were going to blame me for just being there. Well, I felt all of that, guys. When a very big director, a very seriously powerful person that everybody knows, invited me over to his house to talk about roles and upcoming things that he was writing. I was telling myself, like, man, like all of my dreams are coming true right now. Like my opportunities at my front door right now. So much excitement going through my body. And then, guys, it happens. You know, my boundaries were crossed. You feel like this person feels like they got power over you because of the situation and the opportunity that presented itself in front of you. And then you and how fear can somewhat keep you quiet and keep you silent. Well, I stayed quiet for much too long, and I just want to say I'm really sorry, man, because if I would have spoken up sooner, I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me. I just want to say sorry for that, whoever that may be. It could have stopped with me if I would have said something, but I do apologize, and speaking up now and getting it out there and talking about it, most importantly, then so be it.
A few days after this video, the world found out exactly who that powerful director was when he filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry. In the lawsuit, Mario tells the full details of what he claims happened to him. The story he's alleging is quite disturbing to say the least. According to the lawsuit, Rodriguez was working out in an Equinox gym one day in 2014 when out of nowhere, he was approached by a trainer at an event who said Perry wanted his number to discuss an acting role. Excited that a Hollywood mogul was interested in him for a potential role, he gave him his number. Eventually, Perry reached out and began a casual relationship with the man. Not long after they spoke, Perry would later encourage the man to audition for the film Boo, a Madea Halloween movie, which he did and he got the part. Rodriguez ultimately appeared in the film as frat guy number 10. He claims that after he was cast, Perry invited him to his home to meet with him to discuss future opportunities, and this is where things got really weird. Rodriguez alleges the first assault occurred at Perry's Los Angeles home. After Perry encouraged him to audition for Boo, he was invited to a movie screening where Perry allegedly touched his inner thigh and made unwanted advances towards him. According to the suit, the two began drinking together before Perry invited the actor to his home theater to watch a movie. Perry, who instructed Rodriguez to leave his phone in the kitchen, allegedly asked the actor to talk about his personal life and proceeded to hug him and compliment his appearance. He allegedly began rubbing Rodriguez's shoulders and chest while making inappropriate noises. After Rodriguez attempted to distance himself, Perry allegedly continued touching the actor, rubbing his inner thigh right next to his privates. Tyler's essay persisted in the years after he and Rodriguez finished the Madea film. Eventually, Rodriguez returned to LA and stayed in contact with Perry, who invited him to visit his home again to discuss future acting possibilities. After a couple of visits, Tyler Perry began to make more inappropriate comments to Rodriguez about his appearance and asked him graphic inappropriate questions, including whether he had ever hooked up with another man before. During this conversation, Perry allegedly grabbed Rodriguez's leg near his private area once again. In November 2018, Rodriguez accepted another invitation from Perry to discuss a potential role in the TV series The Oval. They met for dinner in Beverly Hills, where Perry allegedly asked, "So what are we? What are we doing?" Before the director instructed Rodriguez to meet him at his Los Angeles home later that evening. Conversations about potential collaborations took an inappropriate turn when Perry asked Rodriguez whether he liked oral and if he ever had done it to a man. When he said this, he quickly allegedly tightly hugged Rodriguez, tried to unbuckle the actor's pants, reached into his underwear, and grabbed his junk despite repeated objections and forced a physical struggle to get away. Perry then allegedly told him to let it happen and suggest that being with him would ensure he was taken care of. After this refusal, Perry tried to keep Rodriguez quiet by placing $5,000 in his pocket and sending him home in an Uber. Perry continued to invite Rodriguez to his Los Angeles home under the guise of work and allegedly continued to SA the actor over the following months. The last incident allegedly took place in April 2019, where Perry reportedly placed Rodriguez's hands on his own junk and offered to take care of him for life in exchange for compliance. Rodriguez claims he cut off contact with Perry after this incident. Now, Mario is suing Tyler Perry and others related to the case for $77 million. After the lawsuit was filed, as we see in all of these celebrity lawsuits, Tyler Perry's lawyer, Alex Spiro, who for those who don't know is also Jay-Z and Roc Nation's lawyers, dismissed the allegations, calling them a $77 million money grab, claiming that this lawsuit would be dismissed like the last one filed by another actor who accused Tyler of the exact same thing in June. This is a lie though, because the first lawsuit was never dismissed and is still active in the courts. Perry's legal team also revealed text messages between Tyler and Mario from back in 2024, where Rodriguez expressed gratitude to Perry in a message sent during Thanksgiving. The message allegedly read, "Just know that I love you and I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon." In a separate string of text messages sent on August 31st, Rodriguez informed Perry of his ongoing health issues, adding that he did not have health insurance. "I know I promised you I would never ask you for anything, but if this is what I think it is, I don't think I can do it on my own because I barely can pay my bills. I just can't go to the doctors because I can't even afford it. I don't want anything, I just want to be okay. Scared, brother." Now, Perry's lawyers are using this to discredit Rodriguez's claims he made in the lawsuit, but Rodriguez doubled down and stood by his statements, making another video calling out those who believe the text messages discredit his claims.
You guys, first and foremost, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every single one of you guys who came and reached out to me and messaged me and showed me love and support. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, seriously. It takes a lot of courage to move forward and put yourself out there like the way I did. But Tyler Perry knows what he did, man. He knows what he did. And the text messages that he released the other day, they prove that Perry was sending me money after Madea. The thing that you guys got to ask yourself is why? I'll give you guys more updates as soon as we get closer to the trial. The evidence that's going to come out is going to shock you guys.
I myself don't believe that text messages discredit his claims, but I do believe that it doesn't help his case, as we see many situations like this where the victim becomes used to being victimized. This is the part where I'm going to give my opinion about this from all my research into this lawsuit and the last lawsuit. The first thing I must say is that these allegations are very similar to the allegations made by Derek Dixon, who claimed in a suit filed in June 2025 that Perry put him in an exploitative dynamic between 2019 and 2023 after putting him in his show The Oval. Just like Mario, Perry allegedly assaulted Dixon at his Georgia home after inviting him for drinks. Dixon claims that Perry got into his bed with him and inappropriately touched him. Now, when it comes to Tyler Perry, to me, it's not difficult to believe he's into men. Tyler, like Diddy, has continuously denied being gay. But who honestly believes that? We all know Tyler Perry loves wearing dresses. He is most famous for dressing up as an old woman for his movie Madea. He could have had a woman play the role of Madea, but instead, he built this entire empire of dressing up like a woman. A role he obviously takes a lot of joy in playing because he's obviously into that stuff. I also don't find it hard to believe that Tyler would be forcing men he's romantically interested in to compromise themselves for a role in one of his movies. This is common practice in Hollywood. Many big directors and producers have been accused of the exact same thing since the beginning of the industry. This is one of Hollywood's biggest problems. The elite in the business force up-and-comers to prove themselves by showing they are willing to do anything for the opportunity. They know how most people are desperate to make it in the business, and they take advantage of that. They feed off that power dynamic, and it's truly sick. It's a story as old as time. What's crazy is that the TV show The Boondocks seems to have exposed Tyler Perry for this very thing all the way in 2010. In an episode titled Pause from Season 3, which originally aired on June 20th, 2010, they exposed Tyler as a full-on cult leader who forces actors to compromise themselves for roles in his movies. At the end of the episode, Perry offers the character Granddad a lead role in a film version of his play, but explicitly demands sexual favors in return. Following its initial airing and one encore in 2010, the episode was quietly removed from Adult Swim's rerun schedule and was unavailable on streaming services like HBO Max for years. The episode was removed because Perry was reportedly infuriated by the episode. He allegedly contacted executives at Turner Broadcasting and threatened to end his relationship with the company if they didn't act and remove the episode. This was Hollywood revealing the truth in plain sight all the way in 2010. This means Tyler has likely been doing this for many years, with the rumor spreading all throughout Hollywood to the point that it ended up as a plot in a Boondocks episode. Now, while I do believe Perry likely did as St. Mario, I still have to call him out for one thing. Why the heck did he keep going back to Tyler's house after the first time? Was he that desperate to make it in Hollywood? Obviously he was. Right. I will tell you one thing. If a man tried to grab my junk, I'm knocking him out or dying trying. Now, I do understand that Mario was at Perry's house and knocking him out could literally get him hurt or even killed. But at the very minimum, the moment Perry tried to grab his goods, he should have flipped out and left immediately. There would be absolutely no way I would keep going back to that man's house. Now, I know as a man, it's hard to report being assaulted by another man, as to be honest, it is really embarrassing, especially when you're the size of Mario. So I give him that, and I understand why he didn't report it right away. But the fact that he kept on trying to stay in contact with him and going to his house, asking him for favors seems so wrong. Mario seems to be a straight man. He's even married to a woman. So I'm not going to say he liked it. But what I believe happened is that he chose to sell his soul to make it. Tyler offered him a chance to go against his morals to make it in the business. And it looks like he took it, not caring about what it would do to his soul. Now, while Mario's behavior is definitely questionable, I still think his lawsuit is important. If this was done in any other workplace, he will still have a case, as you're not supposed to take advantage of your employees. And that's what Mario is accusing Tyler of doing to him. All of this further shows how these monsters operate behind the scenes. Right. This reminded me of the TV show The Boys, which I just did a video on that everyone should watch. In that show, the superheroes are an analogy for celebrities and politicians. In the first episode, a superhero essayed a new girl who joins their superhero team. He forced her to comply by threatening to end her career if she didn't agree to do it with him. This is what Hollywood does. It's not a coincidence Diddy and Will Smith were accused of the same thing. This is the price of fame in the industry. And honestly, it shouldn't be that way. Imagine if you had to hook up with the manager at Home Depot to get hired. If you rejected him, then he would make sure no manager hires you in the country, blackballing you because you said no. It's not right, but it's how Hollywood operates. This is because it's a moralist place. We need to expose these monsters because it's the only way we can hold them accountable and make a change. Mario's story is a perfect example of why you should never sell your soul for Hollywood. Always stay true to yourself and God. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hit that like button, double tap that screen.
Well, I stayed quiet for much too long. I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me, but I do apologize. And I'm speaking up now.
Now a second man, model Mario Rodriguez, is suing Tyler Perry, accusing the actor of sexual assault and alleging a disturbing pattern of manipulation. And his lawsuit alleges something deeply specific, that Perry allegedly reenacted a famous Good Will Hunting therapy scene in order to target him with past trauma. This lawsuit also names Lionsgate, accusing the studio of enabling Perry's alleged behavior. We have the filing. It includes alleged text messages we're seeing for the first time. We have the complaint. We're going to break it all down for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Webb. Now, here's the truth. I don't know if we'd be able to put these episodes together if it wasn't for the incredible support that we get from our sponsors, and that includes Morgan & Morgan. This is America's largest personal injury law firm. This is a firm with over 1,000 attorneys who have recovered $25 billion for more than 500,000 clients. Think about that. In the past few months, a client in Florida received $12 million when insurance offered just $350,000. Out in Pennsylvania, another client was awarded $26 million. That is 40 times the insurer's offer. Morgan & Morgan, they make it easy to fight for what you deserve. You can even start a claim from your phone. So if you're injured, you can start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC sidebar. You can click the link below, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Have you ever gotten that call, the one that promises to change your whole life? You know, the big break, the dream opportunity, something you have been waiting for your entire life, right? For one model in Los Angeles, that call reportedly came from a Hollywood billionaire, allegedly promising fame, a movie role, a future, opportunities. But instead, he claims this all turned into a nightmare of manipulation, unwanted advances, and sexual assault over a period of time. Now, the man on the other end of that phone, familiar name if you've been following us here on Sidebar, we're talking about Tyler Perry, the filmmaker, the producer behind Madea, massive entertainment empire, and the person accusing him now is model Mario Rodriguez. He is now suing Tyler Perry. Now, the reason that I say this is because as we go into these shocking claims and the potential legal strength of these claims, I mean, we're talking allegations of sexual assault by Perry, followed by something that I think is going to make your jaw drop. This is not the first time we have talked about Tyler Perry recently. No, we covered Tyler Perry here before, back in June. Another actor, Derek Dixon, filed a $260 million lawsuit in California accusing Perry of essentially quid pro quo sexual harassment and assault. Now, Perry's legal team, they fought back hard. They called it a failed money grab, arguing the case should be thrown out or moved to Georgia. That battle is still playing out, by the way. But now, Perry is facing a second, arguably strikingly similar kind of lawsuit. And that's what we want to go into. Now, this new one was filed just days ago, literally on Christmas Day, December 25th, 2025, in California Superior Court. And this is brought, again, by Mario Rodriguez, model, actor, who had this very small role in Perry's 2016 film called Boo, a Madea Halloween. And this lawsuit doesn't just name Tyler Perry. It also seemingly targets his production company and Lionsgate, the studio that distributes Tyler Perry's film. So accusing them essentially of knowing about his alleged behavior, enabling it, and benefiting from him. So, by the way, from a legal point of view, from a lawsuit point of view, you usually go after the entities, as that may be where the money, the assets are for purposes of liability and collection. What are the key allegations? What's the main theme here?
Shout out to you, Nicole.
Rodriguez claims that Perry used the promise of roles, a Hollywood career, to groom him, make sexual advances, touch him, and sexually abuse him. And the suit describes an alleged pattern of isolating him, prying into past trauma, escalating physical contact, and explicit propositions. But the details in the complaint, they are very, very specific. They are also graphic, and they follow a disturbing script, for lack of a better word, a script, okay? And that's what we want to go into. We want to go through this story and see if there's a strength to it, strength to these claims, strength to the narrative. So I'm going to walk you through the complaint, basically page by page, and I'm going to read you directly from key sections so you can hear the language that it's used. So the document starts by setting the stage. The second paragraph reads, quote, defendant Tyler Perry is a producer-director who wields immense power in the movie industry. Unfortunately, Perry uses his power to abuse and sexually assault people who hope to secure roles in his movies. Perry's type are those who have been victims of childhood traumas in the past. Plaintiff Mario Rodriguez was one of his victims. Now, that's key language because I said at the time, I remember this, when Dixon had filed his lawsuit against Tyler Perry, I wondered, would this lead to more accusers to come forward, right? Was Derek Dixon just a one-off making these allegations, or could this start more people coming forward? It's a two-edged sword when you think about it, right? Perry's position could be, as soon as one person sues, this will open the floodgates for more false accusations. The other side, assuming all the allegations are true, takes one person to come forward against a wealthy, powerful person for others to feel safe to do so. We've seen this back and forth in a lot of high-profile sexual misconduct cases. And I will say, too, this is important to note, Rodriguez is represented by the same lawyer who brought Derek Dixon's claims. We're talking about Jonathan Delshot. We'll get more on that a little bit later. But the core allegation is established immediately. We're talking about an abuse of power targeting vulnerable people. Now, how did Rodriguez enter into Perry's orbit, right? Let's start there. So the complaint says that in 2015, a trainer at an Equinox gym out in Los Angeles approached Rodriguez and told him, quote, that defendant Tyler Perry wanted to meet Mr. Rodriguez and to talk about offering him an acting role. And the complaint alleges that Perry called him that same day. The filing allegedly quotes Perry from that call, saying about the potential role, quote, you know, Mario, I'm not a bad person to know and have in your corner. And the suit states that Rodriguez auditions, quickly gets the part. It reads, clearly the audition was only a formality given Mr. Perry's position of power and his personal desire to have Mr. Rodriguez work for him. Okay, let's stop right there. So first, if Rodriguez can establish that Perry called him and that this person approached him at Equinox, so you wonder if that person would testify if they're available, that would be key. It does become a question, how does Rodriguez remember essentially verbatim what Perry had said? Did he document it in some way? This call's probably not recorded. But an argument could be, you know, it's unusual for Tyler Perry to set all this up, have a communication with a minor player in a film, usually a casting director or a producer would handle that, but I don't know, maybe there's an argument that this is Perry's style. He has ownership on all aspects. He wants to speak to everybody that's involved in the cast. The other way to look at it is, this is unusual, and Perry targeted Rodriguez and only got on the part for his own personal reasons. Now, how can they establish the phone call other than through the testimony of Rodriguez? Maybe there's phone records, but obviously it wouldn't be a printout of their conversation. It would rather be just this call took place at that time. But again, we're talking about, 10 years ago. So then the complaint describes things escalating during this solo visit that Rodriguez made to Perry's Los Angeles home. This is key. Now, Rodriguez makes clear that while all of this is going on, he's just really excited for this acting opportunity and to be working with Tyler Perry. So anyway, he allegedly goes over. They have drinks. They go to Tyler Perry's theater room. Now, first, the complaint details this instruction from Perry. He allegedly told Mr. Rodriguez to keep his cell phone in the kitchen because, quote, there are cameras everywhere, and they're always listening. By the way, if there really are cameras in his house, is that something that could be obtained through discovery and you can have him on camera saying that? I don't know. In the theater, this is important. The suit alleges that Perry began asking deeply personal questions about Rodriguez's childhood and traumas, and Rodriguez became emotional. The suit alleges, quote, Mr. Perry told him, "You have a lot of trauma in you, and believe it or not, we have a lot in common." Mr. Perry told Mr. Rodriguez to stand up and said, "Come here, man, let me hug you."
Like what?
Mr. Perry hugged Mr. Rodriguez and said, "It's not your fault." Now listen to this, quote, "In the moment, Mr. Rodriguez could not help but feel that Mr. Perry was trying to reenact the famous scene between Matt Damon and Robin Williams from the acclaimed 1997 movie Good Will Hunting." Now, if you haven't seen Good Will Hunting, first of all, you should. It's a great movie. But if you haven't, it's a very famous therapy scene where Robin Williams' character repeatedly tells Matt Damon's character, who had been abused in the past, that it's not your fault, pulling him into a hug. There's a really big emotional breakdown. And it's meant to be this moment of deep vulnerability and release, which is why you're having this alleged comparison. It stands out. And I will say that level of unique specificity, that can arguably help with credibility if this goes to trial and Rodriguez takes the stand. It's like so strange and so specific. Could he really make this up? Maybe, maybe not. But you go from there. The complaint describes this encounter taking a turn. This is when, according to Rodriguez, it turns physically invasive, with Perry then allegedly rubbing Rodriguez's shoulders and his chest and making comments. And when Rodriguez sits back down, he claims that Perry sat next to him and began rubbing his inner thigh. Now, Rodriguez claims that he then got up and excused himself, but the suit quotes, or allegedly quotes, Perry as being persistent, saying, "Just relax. I promise I'm a good guy to know and have in your corner. You just need to relax and stop being so tense. Man, if you just come, I would take care of you for the rest of your life and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. And I know you'll come around." Now, he claims that he ultimately left Perry's house, went home, but what happens next? So he says he goes to Atlanta to film in January 2016. And he says that Perry never sexually assaulted him or attacked him on set, which, by the way, also potentially goes to an issue of credibility, right? For someone who may be questioning Rodriguez and questioning if this is true, you could argue, well, if he's claiming that he was assaulted by Tyler Perry, wouldn't he want to, embellish every detail he can? But to say that it started only at this house with his leg being touched, nothing further happening, that nothing happened on set, does it help with credibility, right? Maybe. Now, after the film wrapped, this is when Rodriguez accuses Perry of allegedly continuing to invite Rodriguez over, saying how he might be a good fit for future roles that he's writing. Now, Rodriguez claims that during these visits, they would talk about work, but then also personal things. And from here, he claims that Perry allegedly made sexual comments to him and even asked if he had sex with another man. And then, when Rodriguez apparently said that he was having a baby with his girlfriend, and that Perry allegedly sensed how stressed out Rodriguez was about his financial situation, Perry allegedly said, quote, "If you would just give in to me, I would take care of you. You would never have to worry about anything again." Side note, we don't know if this actually happened. The counter argument to this would be, Tyler Perry really said that in that specific language that could help your legal claims? Maybe, maybe not. Again, it's all going to come down to credibility and how can they back it up. But Perry also allegedly shared, and this is important, that he himself, quote, was sexually molested as a kid. And the complaint argues that he was using that shared trauma as a tactic to build trust before making more sexual advances. And then he claims that Tyler Perry sexually assaulted him, like allegedly grabbing his leg right by his private area and allegedly saying, "It's all right." Now, there is no way to truly corroborate that unless there are cameras in the home or it's just the testimony of Rodriguez. This is not like a rape case, right? We were talking about maybe DNA or forensics, even though that might be difficult. from such a long time ago. But this is really, again, a question of credibility. Now, this is the next part. When Rodriguez claims that he refused these alleged sexual advances, he claims all the acting roles dried up. The suit states plainly, quote, because Mr. Rodriguez continually rejected Mr. Perry's sexual advances and assaults, Mr. Perry never hired him for Madea's Halloween 2, despite all their conversations for new roles for Rodriguez. Then we go to this key moment, this key incident that allegedly happened, it's talked about in the complaint, that allegedly happened in November of 2018. So after a dinner where Perry allegedly discussed a role for Rodriguez in the Oval show, the Oval series. By the way, Rodriguez said that he was reluctant to go to this dinner in the first place, but thought, you know what, this is a restaurant, it's a public place. He was thinking of his career, and that's important because if Rodriguez takes this to trial and is cross-examined by Perry's attorney about, you claim you're sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, why did you keep coming back if this were true? Well, now he would try to explain it. It's career advancement. I was trying to help my career. I was maybe hoping that this wouldn't happen again, that I have a safe place. You know, I'm trying to think of my career. I'm trying to think of my family. Anyway, going back to this. After the dinner, Rodriguez claims that Perry invited him, again, over to his house. And by the way, there is a text exchange that's embedded in this complaint that arguably confirms this meetup at the house. There, the suit describes Perry allegedly making explicit sexual propositions. When Rodriguez goes to the kitchen, the suit alleges, quote, Mr. Perry followed Mr. Rodriguez to the kitchen. Then, Mr. Perry tightly hugged Mr. Rodriguez and repeatedly told him to, quote, hold on, while Mr. Perry tried to unbuckle Mr. Rodriguez's pants. And the complaint then states, it alleges, that Perry then grabbed Rodriguez in the genital area. And Rodriguez allegedly said no. He was able to struggle free. And then he apparently calls Uber to go home. And as he waits for his ride, the suit describes this alleged sequence. Quote, Mr. Perry tried to apologize for his sexual assault, telling Mr. Rodriguez, hey, my bad, my bad. Mr. Perry, afraid of consequences for his sexual assaults, then stepped away for a minute, returned, and stuffed $5,000 into Mr. Rodriguez's pocket. So, from there, the complaint claims that the next month, Perry invited Rodriguez over again to his house, and there was another embedded conversation, text exchange, seemingly suggesting that. Now, I'm going to read you this next part verbatim from the complaint. I think it's important, quote, Mr. Rodriguez agreed to go over because Perry had made him believe that Perry was sorry for assaulting him. The $5,000 and reaching out back to him about the situation and making light of it was a sign of Perry's understanding of his guilt and of the mistake Perry made. Even though lucid Rodriguez would be concerned about a worse assault, Rodriguez could not get past the potential of living his dream of being a movie star and the fame and fortune that would accompany him that was being dangled in front of him. Again, very, very important if he's cross-examined about why he kept going back. Now, Rodriguez claims, though, that while at Perry's house, Perry allegedly massaged his shoulders, gave him long hugs, talked about sexual things, and then sprinkled in some stuff about work. And he claims that he would leave the house before things escalated. From there, the suit claims, after another unwanted advance, namely allegedly forcing his hand on Perry's private area in 2018 or 2019, so this is a separate incident. He went over to the house because this was his only way to break into the industry, and that Perry allegedly said they were going to talk about potential roles. It says, the complaint says, quote, Perry once again apologized and stuffed another $5,000 in cash in Mr. Rodriguez's pocket and sent him away. Now, after Rodriguez apparently finally cut off contact with Tyler Perry, the complaint includes these apparent text messages from June 2019 seemingly showing Perry's frustration. So if these are in fact messages between Perry and Rodriguez, okay, assuming that's what these are, Perry allegedly texts him, quote, I haven't heard from you. And when Rodriguez apologized, Perry allegedly responded, I deserve a text at least once a month. There's also alleged texts from Tyler Perry that say, good night, F off, wanted to give you much S, you never text unless something is going on, A text saying, "No, you're busy, just saying hi is what all my friends do." And in the end, Rodriguez claims that he never got additional work from Tyler Perry. And the lawsuit claims that Rodriguez decided to come forward in 2025 with his allegations after learning of that similar lawsuit that was filed by actor Derek Dixon. In fact, and this is in the complaint, a friend allegedly texted Rodriguez about Dixon's lawsuit, and Rodriguez replied, quote, "OS, he's at it again, when's he gonna learn?" Where the friend responded, "When he ends up like Diddy," referring to Sean Diddy Combs. Now, the final part of the complaint lays out the 4 legal claims, the causes of action, and what he's suing for: sexual assault, sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, all against Perry, and there is a 4th claim for negligent retention against Lionsgate. By the way, should be noted the timing of this suit. So it's filed right before 2026. And for example, under California law, you need to file a sexual assault lawsuit within 10 years from the date of the last act or attempted act. And while he describes an incident in 2019, remember, 2015 is when all of this allegedly started and, traced back to that first alleged episode. So I would imagine, in an abundance of caution, filing this right before 2026, probably how the suit can maybe go forward. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, going back to that negligent retention claim. So the argument is that Lionsgate, right, this film distributor, which the suit claims hires and supervises Tyler Perry and benefits from his production of films, they knew or should have known of this alleged misconduct, that they failed to act, and they continued to financially benefit from their relationship with Tyler Perry. And this lawsuit is seeking damages reportedly totaling $77 million. Rodriguez claims that he has suffered PTSD, physical, psychological, emotional injuries, damage to his professional reputation, which, by the way, yes, could be substantiated by Rodriguez testifying about how he suffered. But sometimes in these lawsuits, you see medical professionals testifying, maybe an agent, a producer talking about reputational harm or what they observed, friends, family. But the harm suffered is essential for a damages calculation in a lawsuit. So that's the core narrative and the key excerpts as presented in this 28-page complaint. Now, I will say this, okay? In the days since this complaint was filed, there has been some activity. Both sides have responded publicly. So Tyler Perry's defense team, which is led by high-profile attorney Alex Spiro, has issued a categorical denial. That statement reads, having recently failed in another matter against Mr. Perry, the very same lawyer has now made yet another demand from more than a decade ago, which will also be a failed money grab. And this directly references the previous lawsuit filed by actor Derek Dixon, which is still in its early legal stages, apparently was moved from California to Georgia. And shortly after the lawsuit became public, Mario Rodriguez, the plaintiff here, posted a video addressing his choice to speak out. Listen to what he said.
Well, I stayed quiet for much too long. And I just want to say I'm really sorry, man, because if I would have spoken up sooner, I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me. I just want to say sorry for that, whoever that may be. It could have stopped with me if I would have said something. But I do apologize, and I'm speaking up now.
So look, we'll see if Tyler Perry will try to get this dismissed on procedural grounds. Is this a case that he even wants to take to trial to clear his name? Is there a risk of what could come out through the discovery process as material is exchanged and evidence is exchanged? What could come out of the trial? What could come out in the media? And whenever you think about a high-profile player like this, there's 2 things, right? There's obviously the lawsuit, there's the court of law, but then also the court of public opinion. The world of public opinion is a lot different than a court of law. The text messages that are being presented publicly, they could be more difficult ones to overcome or explain from a media perspective, from a PR perspective. Now, the problem for Rodriguez is this is an allegation. And unless he told others, immediately or over the years what allegedly happened to him, there was that friend that allegedly texted him the news of Dixon. When that came out, maybe that person would come forward. But unless Rodriguez has some other definitive proof, it is essentially his word against Tyler Perry's. And him keeping contact with Tyler Perry and still coming over, that will have to be explained to a jury. It really comes down to that continuing conversation of power dynamics, the psychology of sexual assault, the Hollywood dynamic, it can get very, very complicated. But for Tyler Perry, again, these are just allegations and he's denying it. And Tyler Perry has a right to defend himself. So this is still in the early stages. We will see how that plays out, and we'll keep a careful eye on it here on Sidebar. That's all we have for you, though, right now. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, on podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow me on X or Instagram. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.
Clean up the stove. Hit that like button right now.
Remove my Creative By credit, and I had to call the union to have them make you force TPS to put it back on there. So I'm not sad that my show isn't there anymore. After season 5, it won't be there anymore. I won't have to deal with that shady, corny kind of leadership over there that would dare. Why is trying to, you got 16, 17 shows.
Wanna go crazy.
I got one. Let me have credit. My contract says I get credit. Why your corny ass trying to steal my credit? Because you can't write like me. Yeah, I wrote the book. And I wrote the show. I wrote the pilot. I created the show. I wrote the first season. It was originally, All the Queen's Men was originally 8 episodes, 8 half-an-hour episodes. And unbeknownst to me,
Get all that up. Get all that
Boss Man went in there and added 10 or 15 minutes to each episode, writing-wise, and then wrote the 10th episode himself. And I wasn't worried right away, even though I should have been a part of that. I should have been allowed to do that because I was the writer's room for season 1. So I wrote the whole season. But as soon as he popped in, and now it's 10 one-hour episodes, and he started writing on it. So then season 2, season 3, he just showed up and said, hey, here's the next 20 episodes, and here's the next 16 after that. I didn't get a chance to contribute, so that's when it got real weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, oh, this is the hottest thing over here. Ain't nobody checking on that show. Ain't nobody worried about that show. Ain't nobody this, that, and the other. I gotta put my name on something that ain't mine. And season 2 and season 3 is when All the Queen's Men got weird and dudes started getting raped with dildos and all that weird shit. I'm not gonna see that shit. Put that on your show. That's why I'm glad my show ain't there no more. Put that on Oval or Bruh or Sisters or whatever. Put that bullshit on your show. I'm glad because I don't have to deal with that anymore. You know what I mean? Like you completely change the integrity
in this together
of a creation. All the Queen's Men fans.
Make a bet.
I don't love the news that it's moving, but it's moving, and that's cool.
The mob, G.
Most of the cast, if they're available, will still have a space to come and do great work because they were amazing. They just showed up and kicked ass. There will be some people that won't be there, some noticeable faces. So, you're not gonna see Amp anymore after season 5.
No, be no music. What is all that? I know we ain't doing none of that.
Did his number to discuss an acting role. Excited that a Hollywood mogul was interested in him.
Trying to play some music. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You know you in here with your boy Dilla T. Don't get it twisted. You know what this is. Don't get it twisted. If you don't know about now, you stupid. You know you in here with your boy Dilla T. And this is No Filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Become a member right now. You hear me? It's a reason why we're here to save your life. We're here to help you out. You hear me? You want to join? It's nothing to become a sponsor. Just hit the join. Just join and become a sponsor right now. I'm trying to tell you, we're here to help you out. We're going to do whatever we need to do to get you together. You understand? Let me tell you something right now. Tyler Perry, we know what you did, and you did it, and you keep doing it. You understand? So that means you're guilty, boy, because you keep doing it, and you're doing it the same way to everybody. You keep inviting them over to the house. Invite them over to the house. All of a sudden, you're getting close up on them. You see what I'm saying? Then you're trying to be all close up on them. Then you want to whisper in the ear. Then you want to say, you ever been here? You ever did this? You see what I'm saying? And dude like, hold, wait a minute. And he like, you ever did this? Trying to stretch him out. Trying to get him done. Trying to make him make a mess. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. And we know he guilty because he just tried to do it to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So get it together and understand what's up. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. We here to help you out on whatever you need.
All right, you guys. So Ticket TV, like, share, and subscribe as y'all tap on in the building. And we gonna get right into this video right here as one Tyler Perry, man. And this thing has taken a dramatic twist. This situation with Tyler Perry and this man, this Mexican man, that come out making these allegations against Tyler Perry. Now, for you guys who don't know, this Mexican man,
gonna relax your mind, let your conscience free.
I believe his name is Mario Rodriguez.
Now rolling with
he came out and made some serious allegations against Tyler Perry.
Relax.
He basically said that Tyler Perry squeezed his manhood. Basically, he said Tyler Perry squeezed his beefcake, and he claims that Tyler Perry made him squeeze his beefcake too. But now, you know, he said that Tyler Perry basically grabbed his hand and forced him to touch it, you know, touch it or not. And he claims that Tyler Perry reached over and, you know, grabbed his, he claims that Tyler Perry reached over and grabbed his cashews.
Ain't nothing but the bill. That's the only
and
way.
So, this situation, Tyler Perry came out, got lawyer Alex Sparrow on the case, denied this man's claims, basically called this man cap. And now this situation has taken a complete turn. As now Tyler Perry has come out. If you guys remember, in the previous allegations against Tyler Perry, the man came out with text messages showing that Tyler Perry had sent him messages calling him Thick Derek and all this other stuff. And, you know, look at this stud in the photo and all the other stuff that Tyler Perry was, you know, speaking in those text messages. But now, you have a situation where Tyler Perry has come out and his lawyer, Alex Sparrow, in his own defense, and put out text messages where this guy basically was telling Tyler Perry, you know, I love you, bro. I appreciate you after, you know, or he claims that these allegations happened, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, the messages were put out and, you know, displayed where this guy allegedly told, and here's the thing, we don't get the context of all the messages. I do want to say that, but, you know, Tyler Perry came out, put out messages where he apparently financially helped this guy. And this guy, you know, told him I love him. He says, the guy's name is Mario Rodriguez again.
Now hold up, when Mario came out and said something about the whole situation, talking about he grabbing his beefcake and all this extra curriculum, that was like 5 years later, 6, 7 years later. Something happened back in 2019, it's 2026. That means multiple times he's pulled up to the house and been touched. You understand? Yeah, in every way. So clearly you come out later and you like, man, hold on, Dirk. So you was doing that so you can get the deal. So you're going to let him touch on you, rub on you, lick on you, do all this to you. Rub you down, get you going, make a man. And you did that for years with this man. Hold on. And all of a sudden now, okay, and now the man want to say something about that? Oh, man, let me tell you something. Ain't no way. Now you want to sue for 77? What's making you want to sue him now? Because now you ain't got no position out here in the world. Now your name ain't doing what it's doing, huh? It's crazy. But tell you something, that's what that is. The man trying to sit there and get that money after he already had pleasure. Now that boy's name is blacked out and he can't even probably get a job. So now you want to sue that man for saying, hey, that man that controlled my life and now I can't even get a job. See what I'm saying? That's what be happening, fam. They sell their whole life. Then when you sold out, you got no money. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no position. Then you want to sue. Then they want to sue. That's different. Because now you want to sue because you ain't got no money or you ain't got no situation. Or you trying to sue because you mad you ain't got no position. Or you can't keep getting in the job. So now you finna go for that. Now, this is the only good part for Mario. The only good part for Mario in this is that this the same way he did the other two guys. This is the same way. Invited them over, tried to push up on them, tried to touch on them, pressured them, then tried to put some money in their pocket to hush them up, then kept trying to get with them, and then told them I'll take care of you the rest of your life. And even in that, they kept dealing with them and found themselves walking away. So the other guy, I think he was a white guy, and then this guy, clearly, you know, his last name Rodriguez, so you know who he fit, you know who he with. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand how they work, fam, when we talking about that type of thing, because even at the end of the day, that's what you got going right there in your face. This man been rocking with him, and then all of a sudden you ain't got no money, so now you finna sue. Or he's saying I should have been said something because I could have saved some lives. No, even if you said something, clearly it don't matter, partner. Because the other dude said something, and now you see other people coming out like, well, he touched me too, he touched me too, he touched me too, what? So there was no lives gonna be saved here. No matter who said what. It was gonna be no lives saved here at all, fam. So that's the situation here. Because he keep doing it. And then I'm trying to think, do the judge be like, hey, listen, hold on. This the third or fourth man saying you touched them in some wrong way. I know the judge got to be like, man, forget all of them non-disclosure agreements. Forget all that. This the third or fourth man that then came out about you, boy. Huh? Now you got all that money, but you keep on with it with these boys. I wonder if a judge be thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? I just be wondering if a judge be like, man, boys, you out your mind? I know you're guilty. You keep doing it the same way. You ain't even switching up how you touching folk. You just doing it. You invite them over, get them groovy, then you force it on them. What? Ain't no way. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. It's really real. We gonna like and subscribe everything in here. Hit that notification bell real quick. Bang! Don't never forget what's going on over here. You see the cash app. You see the super chat. It ain't nothing but a donation pulling up in the building. You understand me? No filters. Raffle coming up. End of the month. Be ready. One woman, one man gonna win it all. You feel me? One woman, one man gonna win a classic. No filters hoodie. Signed by your boy Dilla T. Sponsored by Nene Love Savvy TV. Understand what's going on in the building. Make sure you get in the raffle. $2, $5. You better make sure you get in that raffle, boy, because it can be you. You can be a winner. Never forget, also, too, we starting this month off real well. Coming toward the end of the month on that Friday. You got to make sure you understand what's going on in the matter of which it is going on. And that's what I mean when I say you will be able to go live with your boy Dilla T. You will be able to go live with your boy Dilla T. But you ought to also make sure that you are signed and you a member and you subscribe. At the end of the day, that's the only way to do it, one way to do it. You will have a chance to go live with your boy Dilla T on a Friday for a whole session. You understand? Make sure you can handle it. Make sure you come in here to get you something to eat. Make sure you got you something to drink. And make sure you got you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because that's what it's going to come down to, family. And that's the only way to get it done. You understand? That's how we do it. And that's the only way to do it right here with your boy Dilla T. Hit that like button. Subscribe right now. Don't forget what's going on. And what you want to talk about?
Perry. He says, just know that I love you. And I thank you for everything. I appreciate you too.
Now you're in the building.
Say something. You know, all these dudes that accuse Tyler Perry, they all look the same. Like, all these cats is light skinned, like this. All of them just
Mark Brown, you in my house. What you mean don't pay you no mind?
No women, no nothing. It's just all men. You know what I'm saying? They look kind of like this guy right here.
Let me let you operate for this second.
Mario Rodriguez. Now, apparently, as y'all see the text message right there, that's some of it. My bad, you guys. That's some of the text message right there. It says, just know
You want to talk about what we gonna
that
talk
I
about?
love you. And I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican ass out of a lot of bad places. Think about what I just said. He says you got my Mexican ass. Hey, my brother, you gotta change that number, bro. Your number on your handle, or if you're a sister, your number on your handle, you gotta change that. The love, and you got those 3 numbers, yeah, you gotta change that. Yeah, you gotta change that. You gotta change that. I ain't gonna put that on my screen. You gotta change that. We don't accept those numbers around here. Those 3 numbers, no dice. Anyways, back to what I was saying. He says, just know that I love you. And I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican ass out of a lot of bad places. And I just want to tell you, thank you. I can't buy you anything, but I want to tell you that your boy right here appreciates you more than anything. Straight from my heart, bro. Nothing I wouldn't do for you. My man, always enjoy your time, and I hope I see you again soon. Then there's a love emoji. And Tyler Perry says, happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Yep, you've been through it. I'm glad you're doing well. You don't have to give me a thing or pay me a thing. I'm just glad you're good. Then he goes on to say, I'm still going through it. But you know, you know me, man. I'm a survivor, just like you are. And I'm glad that you're my friend, and I love you, bro. Respectfully. Man, now it goes on, and there's more text. It goes on, and it's more text. Y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the video, y'all coming on in. It's more text. Now, the next one says, that's you guys right here, and I'm gonna tell you what this guy's response was to this whole situation, because he came out with a response to this to Tyler Perry. He says, brother, haven't been feeling okay. Confused and a little nauseous. I got blood work. Thinks it's my teeth. I know it's none of your business. I don't know what do I know. I promise you I would never ask you for anything. But it is what it is. I think it is. I don't think I could do it on my own because I barely pay my bills. Scared as fuck. I don't want to get bleep like my dad and pass away, and I don't want to make it because I don't want to make it real. Feel sick most days. Never told anybody this but my mom, and everybody is starting to notice my broke ass. Don't have insurance. I never lie to you, but I think that's what's wrong. My dentist is supposed to take care of in Beverly Hills, but he's in prison for fraud. I've always been healthy, but lately I've been waking up confused and dizzy and a bunch of stuff. I just can't go to the doctor because I can't even afford it. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. Scared, brother. Now, let me say this. He comes out and he says that these messages, basically he's saying that, look, man, this dude, he basically had control over him, financially, emotionally, things like that. But he said that doesn't make him allegedly grabbing his nuts consensual, or him having to grab his nuts consensual is what he said. He said he still stands on his claims that Tyler Perry grabbed his nuts. This, that, and the third. Now, a lot of people are going off on this guy saying, bro, this dude, even if this dude helped you in your worst time, you suing this dude for $77 million all of a sudden, saying that this dude grabbed your nuts. Listen, man, and then you got people criticizing this dude saying, man, y'all dudes is in a full-blown secret type of bro. Let me just say it like this, man. If Tyler Perry goes one way, you just need to come out and stand on that, man.
First of all, let me tell you something.
If that's the case, just come out and stand on it, man.
Let me tell you something. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. When this boy first was accused about something, I said back then, and that was last year, early last year, okay? So this man had been accused 3-4 times. But I said early last year, I said, why are these people just not gonna come out and just say they like a man? Diddy, Tyler, Will Smith, Jay-Z. I mean, because if you just come out and say what you like, we don't have to go to court. You don't have to get sued. You ain't gotta be essaying nobody. So that's what I mean, fam. It's like, why wouldn't you do it? Or why wouldn't you say it? And if that be the case, see, this really killed me. When he was doing Madea, but was in church heavy about God, but I ain't never heard him be with a woman. Am I tripping? I ain't never heard Tyler Perry and a woman together. I ain't even heard about him being on a date with a woman. Am I tripping? I know I ain't tripping. I ain't heard of none of that from that man. So I think the point I'm making, fam, is how this man get off with the Madea swag, all of that, hop right back into regular Tyler Perry mode, but you're not claiming to be gay? Or you're not claiming to be interested in men? See, people like this, you got to stop watching Madea. You got to stop watching all of Tyler Perry's sitcoms and shows and movies. See, that's how you shut down people like this that constantly do this. Because he's no respectable person. He gonna do this to who he see fit. And it seems like he's targeting either white people and mixed. Or black people that look that light skin like that. Because the last 3 guys all look the same. All 3 of them look the same. Black hair, light skin, period. So you got to understand, fam, he's targeting these people and they know what's up in the way he's going about it. The point I'm saying is I ain't never heard him about no woman. So he can never act like this is anything against anything. And then when he's sitting there talking about God, Jesus, trying to save people and how you should be acting and what you should be doing and what's really real, the whole time he doing that, we getting assault cases about this man. While he telling you how to live for Jesus or how you should be, laying hands on, praying hands and then laying hands on, TD Jakes type stuff. But I know everybody that support this man or that even believe in him in church continues to hear assault cases with him and men. That's what I mean by even when it happened with TD Jakes. What did the body of Christ or the church say? Because it definitely wasn't a man. So this is what I mean by you got to shut this down. You got to stop supporting this. And it's so sad because even the talented part of this man and what he's created, when it goes down to like movies that we've seen about women being hurt, men, stuff like that, poor, all these movies, that's these different scenario movies. We've already seen them. There's no reason to see it again at this point. Because when you think about it, it's like, do you really support this man assaulting men when he can just come out and say he like men and just he can be with the men he want to be with? I don't get it. You put on a dress every day to make money. You automatically have the gestures of a woman. From talking, snapping, finger popping, snicking, snacking, necking, everything. What? Why wouldn't you just come out and say you like men? So that tells you it's a bigger agenda to this. It's a heavier level to the situation. It's more than what you're seeing, because if he can't come out and say what he likes, he either feel that'll stop him or his crowd or his supporters. That's worse of knowing that you are in the church and you pressing and using God to get people to support your movies, but yet you assaulting men behind backs and making everybody sign a paper, NDA, so they can't tell what you're doing. And it's sad because every man and woman that works for him right now knows about these lawsuits. And they don't even care. They just know about the lawsuits because they're getting paid. They don't even care. You see what money do to character? The character of you knowing that your boss continues to have assault cases to deal with. And then think about the men that work for him. You think the men, how they thinking? Like, bro, I keep hearing you just touch Jimmy, Ricky, Sam, and what? And you working for the nerve of you, Chris. And you working for him. You don't think that man looking at you, he probably got an NDA on you and you can't do nothing because we done with you already. See, that type of duck right there is duck hunting season for him. And that level of quacking he doing is getting loud at this point. And this level of quacking is getting out of control. You understand? We got a duck hunt season on this guy right here. Because at the end of the day, he going to keep doing this. Until they lock him up, he's going to keep. See, that's the difference between Diddy and other people that do this. They're going to keep doing this until they literally take him off. They got to remove him from public, fam, to stop him. And you talk about people like Oprah, people like Oprah that didn't learn this. People like, see, that's what you gotta understand. These people have been groomed from other people, fam. This ain't just started yesterday. These people have been groomed. They know what to do with you.
But he was actually staying with a friend of mine named Eric Lavin. And
Oh, let's get real. We're gonna get really real. You wanna know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, become a member today. Subscribe right now. It's free to subscribe. If you want to join and be a sponsor, join right now. You see the Cash App.
Big elaborate parties. I mean, catered affairs. They were beautiful parties. He had some houses out in South Fulton where he had a couple of houses out there that he buy one house, sell it. The first movie he did was at that house. What's the movie?
Diary of a Mad Black.
Yeah, that was his house.
Okay.
So after he left that house, he had some other homes in that same area.
Big ducks.
That he had built before he moved back there. But he had a lot of parties out there. It was just everybody to come to the staff, people who were in the plays, and I knew Tyler through.
Yeah, like how did you and Tyler meet? Like how long have you?
So my best friend was a guy named Eric Lavin. And this goes back to the early 90s when Tyler said he was homeless. Now, why Tyler Perry came up with this homeless story, said he was home, I have no clue.
Everybody need a sympathy story. Tiffany Haddish got one too.
Yeah.
She stayed with her grandmother. Her grandmother said she's saying we're coming here at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And Tyler, he claims he was in his car. But he was actually staying with a friend of mine named Eric Lavin. And it was Eric Lavin, Tyler Perry, Tyrone Robinson. So there was one other, but no, it was just the three of them living in Eric's house. Eric was a hairstylist, but that was Tyler Perry's best friend at the time. And they ended up
It's a long story.
How many years ago was this? Like 20?
This had to be in the early 90s, like 92, 93.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
I bought my house in 1993 in Stone Mountain. And so
I'm 10 years old then.
So like 1990, that was 23.
I was born in 82, so I was
I
like,
didn't know who Tyler was at that point. He was friends with Eric because he just kind of stayed out of the way. But later on, about 96, 97, 90, 98, when he started doing those plays, because he did a first play with Eric, and I don't think he did too well. I can't remember, because I remember I don't know if Eric was said, hey, my friend Tyler, we doing these plays, and blah, 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 you need to come see it, blah, blah. And I was doing construction, building, and renovating houses at that time. So it wasn't like I had time to really travel, because they were doing a little chicken circuit going here and there with these plays. This was during them.
And he was a hairstylist for the
Well, no,
actors.
Eric was actually an investor.
Oh.
Yeah, Eric and they were doing that plays. They were doing it together because Tyler didn't have any money. But Eric did have some money.
Oh, he was a bank.
To a degree. But there was another person that he got the money from.
Who was that?
Another friend who ended up going to prison for drugs. So that's where the money originally came from.
Okay. Is he still in prison?
Oh no, yeah, he did about 10 years. He's out now.
Okay.
But he was locked up in maybe 93. Summer of 1993. He was caught having some narcotics shipped in from California.
Okay, so trafficking.
Trafficking.
Okay.
But that's when he went to jail. That money back then he left some money around, and Eric and Tyler took hold of that money, and that's what they did.
So it wasn't an income tax check.
Income tax check.
That's what he said. He said I used my first.
I never heard that lie before. Tyler, one of the things I don't like about Tyler Perry, and any of these people who are this Christian mess. I don't trust the people as far as you can throw their asses.
Shots fired!
I don't trust
Walter! Yeah, you came out the game.
I don't
And you
trust
need to be submissive.
those people as far as you can throw them because they lie.
Because that allows
and they're very
two people to come together.
And
Somebody got to be
out
there.
their office and lie,
Right.
and lie, and God and Jesus, and God did this, and Jesus. No, you stole this. Tyler Perry's whole thing. My partner, Earl, who's passed away this year. They used to all go out to Tracks. I remember you heard of a club called Tracks. So Tracks was a gay club which was located downtown, right across the street from where the aquarium sits now.
Okay, I know.
So the Tracks was there. They had this. They would have a Tuesday night, and they had Sophia.
Okay.
She was a comedian.
I remember Sophia.
She dressed in drag or somewhat like drag or something. Red dress, and she was hilarious.
Ugly. But hilarious.
But funny.
Yeah.
Way funny than the character that Tyler Perry created. He stole everything. He sat there with a video camera recording Sophia in Tracks nightclub. This was a gay club. God was there, everybody was there. I'm like, one of y'all, I wasn't really into the whole, there was a drag show they would have every Tuesday night. There was something during the week, a work night, and I'm not ever there. But Earl would go, because he liked to see he thought it was funny. So occasionally I would go down there with the Nazi Tyler, Eric, and I'd see everybody sit down there laughing, having a good time. Sophia was hilarious, funny. I mean, you'd be just rolling laughing. There was no way you were going to go. But, so Tyler saw something. Because when he did that first play, Madea was there. That character, he created that character after he recorded Sophia multiple times, and that's who he created the character out of. He stole that material from Sophia.
Sophia, I didn't mean to call you ugly, but we need you to confirm this.
Oh, she has confirmed this on many occasions on YouTube. Yeah. She has several YouTube videos.
Now trip out this. That man just said, trip out this. That man just said they was at a drag show. You ever been to a drag show? Press 1 if you've been to a drag show right now. Press 1 if you've been to a drag show. Because what I'm trying to make a point of is that, you know how long ago this was, fam? How long ago this man is explaining Tyler Perry, his relationship with Tyler Perry, how long you been knowing him. So that makes you further know that Tyler Perry has been on this type of timing all his life. Just about, probably. Because even for him to be on that back then, How long ago was that? And all of them acting like they knew it. And if they all knew it and played it different like they don't, then ain't no way they can play that thing like they don't know what's going on here. You been to a drag show? You know what goes on in a drag show? Do you know what a drag queen is? See, that's what I'm saying. You might have thought some of these boys out here that came up in their life was putting on them high heels, following sisters and following this and that and doing this and all the rest. He might have been one of them. That might have been his situation. But at a drag queen show, yeah, that's a man dressed up as a woman and looking like they're trying to be a queen. And they walking the runway. You ever seen RuPaul? Yeah, that's that. Okay, so Theo said this was the early to mid 2000s that Tyler Perry stole that person's whole bit. See what I'm saying? Sat there and stole it, just like they was talking about how Cedric the Entertainer had taken a snippet of Cat Williams' jokes. How someone else took Hanging with Mr. Cooper jokes. Like, that's crazy. And that's different. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out Nitty Lil Savvy TV. Had a good evening. You know what the level is. But it's different when we're talking about those type of people and what they've been doing because they had already been on this. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, Ruth. Ruth said, just own it. And Ruth ain't never been to a drag queen show. Okay, so it's different about making sure that that man know that we know that that man been like that this whole time. Do you hear me? Been like that this whole time.
Wow.
But you want to talk to Sophia more in detail. You know Tyler Perry did a movie with Sophia. I'm saying Sophia, what is his real name? I can't think of his real name.
I can't think of his real name either.
Yeah, but the character, because he was going to be on 3.
Okay.
I know.
I do remember that.
Mm-hmm. He was going to be on 3 for a while. So the
He's
character,
working
Ain't
with
for
Tia
me.
Madison now sometimes, Sophia.
I've seen him occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was around when he was just trying to pick up things to kind of help his plays to be more funnier, I guess, to stick more.
The thing that I disliked about
See, here we got a stupid, see, J.J. Spencer. See, this where you get retarded. This ain't about his sex. This ain't about his sex life. This is about him assaulting men. Instead of him just saying he like them and just go on a date with them, he assaulting them. What are you talking about? Well, I'm concerned. If any human out here has to assault somebody for a sexual act or to even feel comfort in that manner, you have to assault to get that. You need to kill yourself right now. There's not a living soul in the world that you have to assault anybody to do anything. Stop with the proof, because if it's proof, then that means all 3 of them same guys that all 3 look the same, all 3 are saying the same thing. And even in the midst of that, all of them still are signing NDAs. All the same accusations, just like Diddy, right? Just like Diddy, right? You a Diddy supporter, just like Diddy's. All accusations, right? All accusations. It ain't nothing. This is all accusations. Right. And see, here at No Filters, we breathe in between the lines, not the headline, because we understand what's really real. We're not gonna let people, that's just like Trump. You gonna act like Trump ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in the world? Diddy got convicted after we already kept hearing about the situation that keep happening, even in the same sense. Or even when dude said, or what we seen about Tyler Perry text messages, calls, letting them know what's up, being with him in public, you still saying he innocent? He's still innocent, huh? He's still innocent, huh? He just ain't did none of that. Don't nobody know what his house look like. Ain't nobody been out to dinner with him. The man text messages is Tyler Perry is texting this man, talking about he want him, he's with him, he want to do it to him, and the way he want to do it in the manner he which. Then he's sitting there texting him, talking about he'll shut your career down. I heard you, JJ, in the sense that, and there's people like you in this world about why the world is like it is. Because you will still sit there and watch this man terrorize the world until he's brought to justice. He can have every hookup, every connection, every lawyer that's covering up stuff for Rock Nation that we know that's going on. And you still yell out innocent and proven guilty. He got the same lawyer that's doing the same treacherousness that's dealing with Megan Thee Stallion and that whole rant of what Rock Nation corruption is going on. But yet you will still say proven to guilt. See, you one of them people that'll talk like that and then just find yourself eating your words when you see how much they continue to do. And at this point, you're like, oh my God, you don't see this just happening?
Tyler liked to use people. The actors, the singers, everybody was in his plays. Nobody was making any money. He didn't pay anybody. Y'all were volunteers. They're like, we just volunteer. I'm like, now, of course, this is the time when he's trying to get this stuff going. He's trying to get the plays going. He's trying to get everything started. He's trying to, they're going on tour, but you're not paying people. People are just, kind of like volunteering to help be an actor in the play. But maybe there was no money coming in. Maybe after they rented the venue, maybe there was no money. But I think once the money started to get good, he started making a profit. I think he should have went back and said, thank you for working with me.
That's right.
When I didn't have anything. But he didn't want to do that. He started getting rid of people. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this person, get rid of this person. He literally started.
And hiring more like professionals.
Well,
because it's sort of like you're indebted to those people.
And then real quick, who is the heavy set bald head dude and the light skinned lady? What's their names? They've been working with Tyler Perry all of this time. Tell me their names. What's their name? Heavy set black dude that's been with him in every play, and the light skinned lady that know how to sing. They're a married couple. What's their names? What's their names, Nadia? Because I'm gonna tell you what they say. Oh man. Oh yeah, the mans or whatever. Yeah, these people went in on Tyler. They went in on Tyler. And see, that's the situation. And see, I understand what you're saying, JJ, with court and everybody get their day. Yeah, but that don't mean that I don't believe everything that's coming from what you continuously doing. I don't need the court to say, hey, you're guilty. Oh, no, we can see that you're guilty before you. Let me tell you something. Diddy was guilty before we seen the video of him beating Cassie up. So when you're talking about days in court and being convicted, that's what I mean by saying, hey, no, that guy's not right. And that's what was done. But you understand that power is not the same suing. Because you can sue somebody and you can get sued and go straight to court and it's done. But a millionaire, billionaire, cajillionaire, oh yeah, it's going to take a body of work and decades to bring that person down. So we don't have to say, oh, you get your day in court while you're just out here terrorizing the land. That's what I mean, though. He's out here terrorizing the land, and yet we have to sit there and build up decades of body of work just to get him sued. Yet just to get him in court. It ain't even sued yet. It's just to get in court. You know how many women, how many men has come out about Diddy for decades just to get him even in that conversation of court. And see, my way ain't done just because I'm saying, hey, we read in between the lines. See, here at No Filters, I enlighten my family on ideas of understanding what's really going on and not just taking the agenda or not just taking the first narrative they throw. Because that's the problem. You can't let people just say, hey, everybody have their day in court, but yet we're going to watch him just terrorize the land. He can't terrorize the land and just think that, oh, we got to do it the system way. Because think about the system is designed to even be broken. When police have to break their own rules, when police have to break their own laws, when the government have to break their own laws just to implement something to happen in the world, yes, that's a real thing. So if you ever thought that the world is made in the way that it is just because our ancestors, you have another life to live, my brother, sister. Because just because of what the ancestors did don't mean that that's what's being led or lived by today, because it's not. Trump and them choose what they want to create the law of. Everything that's going on in the world is being chosen by those in the elite to make it do what they want it to do. So while you believing that everybody got their day in court, oh, that ain't true at all, my brother or sister. That ain't true. It takes the people to identify what's going on and bring them to justice. And it takes people like us right here at No Filters to read in between the lines, to speak to the thousands of people so we can create the idea in your mind that you need to speak up about this type of corruption. So we can get the conversation going, start to get that rotation flowing, to even try to get an idea to bring down this level of corruption. Because again, these are billionaires. These are billionaires. Whether it's me or you or any one of us here, if it walk like a duck, if it quack like a, damn it, it's a duck. And you gonna realize that when you wake up, JJ. Hit that like button, subscribe. You already heard.
Has he really hired professional people yet anyway?
He'll get one every now and then to start a film.
I mean, he's had, let's think of what actress or actor, he hasn't had just Washington. Who else has he? I mean, he's had who? Let's see. Let's think. Name some high end. That's some really good talent.
Taraji P?
Who else? Keep going. She's good. I'm not gonna knock her because she's excellent. But as he had,
he got Tiana Taylor. She's doing everything.
I agree,
she's doing some
JJ.
stuff now. But I'm talking about somebody like
Deserving is true. True, deserving. But think about this. When these people come out and say these things, you hear no artist, you hear no nothing. And then when you hear the actor or the artist or the athlete or the famous person come out and speak, they speak in a manner in which they know what they've done, and it's laughed off because why? They made them sign an NDA. When you sign a non-disclosure agreement, what does that do to you? So even if you was harassed in some type of manner that you wasn't supposed to be, you still can't say nothing. You still can't say nothing. And we know when we let ducks come in and quack away until they got no more quack in them. That's fine. But that's the reason why we speak up here. This the reason why we said if it walk like a, if it talk like a, it's definitely that. Because that's what this is. And Oprah gonna get cooked. Let me tell you something, man. Oprah Day is coming. And I'm just being real. Oprah Day is coming. If Diddy Day came, trust me, Oprah Day is coming. And we finna cook Bill Clinton too this week, because y'all finna find out something that's even more really real. They think the Epstein files is buried. Is you stupid? Epstein files will never be buried until we see Trump in them. So while they over here offing Reagan good, the white lady in Minneapolis, whatever that is, that ain't enough. The Carters, Oprah, people finna get cooked. Y'all finna see it. 2026 gonna be so, boy. And we halfway here we halfway through almost, and we ain't even halfway through January. Think about it, man. We ain't even halfway through January, fam. You wonder who Oprah done messed up, Elliot? Oprah's name got a lot to do with them all-girl schools over there. That she been trying to act like it's all-girl schools for them. But really, it's been rumors. And let me tell you something. What's that actor name that played in Braveheart? What's the actor name that played in Braveheart? Huh? What's the actor name that played in Braveheart? Shout out to you, JJ. Shout out to you, JJ. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Definitely want you to pull it back up Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. if you can. What's his name? Mel Gibson. There you go, Theo. Now, Mel Gibson came out, okay, Ruth. Listen to me, Ruth. Come out, you want to talk about BBC and all of that. Listen to me, Ruth. Mel Gibson came out and talked about how Oprah is using that school over there to move kids around. Let me say that again. Mel Gibson came out talking about how kids is being moved around in the world, and he was putting names like Oprah and them in it. You understand? So when we hear about the day you pull up here and you look in the live and it say Oprah something, you better know it's real. And you better know we know what's going on. Because at the end of the day, that's who trained Tyler Perry. Oprah. You gotta understand, man. When you hear people come in the game and they got somebody next to them that's been in the game for decades upon decades upon decades, you know they being trained. You know they being groomed. Please what, Rue? Google what? What we Googling? You better understand what I'm saying, Naya. These people understand this is real, this is happening. And I'm telling you now again, why wouldn't he come out and why wouldn't they just call the police, but yet they just come with a lawsuit? Because you understand how far they take it and then they let that be like that. That's the difference. Oh, there's no judge in here. You know, there's no filters. We go deep. We go deep. You know I ain't judging you. I feel you. No, I feel you. I ain't judging nothing. I feel you. Be over there making a mess. So that's what I mean when I say Tyler Perry can't get off with nothing that he think he can get off with, because at the end of the day, he been doing this. And then on top of that, people like Oprah been grooming this man. And then on top of that, when you hear about Oprah coming out the situation, you gonna see how it changed her life as well. You understand? So what's the difference? Let's listen.
When we're stressed out about anything, including debt, there's so many other detriments to our lives, our health, our family, our friends, all can see it on us. And then when you become debt-free, you can start focusing on things that truly make you happy. It really is true happiness. I've had many individuals make up with family members after going through bankruptcy because they don't have the stress. It really changes your mindset, and it allows you to have the freedom, the mental freedom, to take care of what's really important. And I certainly recommend it for everybody because, as we all know, life is too short.
Y'all know I don't play about my hydration. Do you feel like there was Puffy had something to do with Kim's death?
Nobody can say that. I can't say that.
You really have to wonder what is wrong with these Hollywood billionaires. They have all the money in the world, with countless men and women throwing themselves at them. Yet, they always seem to go after people who aren't interested in them romantically. It just shows how these mega celebrities are obsessed with power. Such is the case with the massive Hollywood mogul Tyler Perry, who is once again getting exposed for allegedly essaying another actor who starred in one of his movies. Tyler is being accused of abusing the power dynamic between actor and producer and forcing his employees to fulfill his dirty desires to be rewarded with a role in his movies. Now I'm left with the question, is Tyler Perry a bigger monster than Diddy? Well, it does sure seem like it. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the latest Tyler Perry lawsuit and what it reveals about the Hollywood system. Let's get right into it. Hollywood is going outside right now. Last year, Diddy got fully exposed as a sick creep monster. Since then, it seems like a new Hollywood weirdo gets outed for being just like him every other month. Last week, we spoke about Will Smith, who got accused of grooming a man who worked on his 2025 tour, which I covered in this video. Now it's Tyler Perry who's being sued for the same thing. As of recent, Tyler Perry is being sued for allegedly essaying an actor who starred in one of his movies. What's disturbing is this isn't the first time he's being accused of this behavior. Last year, Tyler Perry was sued by another actor who worked on one of his TV shows who basically accused him of the exact same behavior. Now, we will be going over these extremely disturbing allegations and also taking a look at why these allegations seem to be true. This whole thing started on December 13th when an actor and model named Mario Rodriguez posted this video on his social media. In the video, he claimed he was SA'd by a powerful Hollywood director and explained why he was afraid of coming out with the allegations sooner. He claimed that the powerful director used his movie role opportunities to take advantage of him.
I want to talk to you guys a little bit about assault and harassment and why the people stay silent. For a long time, guys, I didn't want to say anything, and I wanted to tell you guys why I didn't want to say anything. But when it happened to me, I felt ashamed. I was scared because of the judgment and the questions that people were going to start asking, almost like they were going to blame me for just being there. Well, I felt all of that, guys, when a very big director, a very seriously powerful person that everybody knows, invited me over to his house to talk about roles and upcoming things that he was writing. I was telling myself, like, man, like all of my dreams are coming true right now. Like my opportunities at my front door right now. So much excitement going through my body. And then, guys, it happens. You know, my boundaries were crossed. You feel like this person feels like they got power over you because of the situation and the opportunity that presented itself in front of you. And then you and how fear can somewhat keep you quiet and keep you silent. Well, I stayed quiet for much too long, and I just want to say I'm really sorry, man, because if I would have spoken up sooner, I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me. I just want to say sorry for that, whoever that may be. It could have stopped with me if I would have said something, but I do apologize, and speaking up now and getting it out there and talking about it, most importantly, then so be it.
A few days after this video, the world found out exactly who that powerful director was when he filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry. In the lawsuit, Mario tells the full details of what he claims happened to him. The story he's alleging is quite disturbing to say the least. According to the lawsuit, Rodriguez was working out in an Equinox gym one day in 2014 when out of nowhere, he was approached by a trainer at an event who said Perry wanted his number to discuss an acting role. Excited that a Hollywood mogul was interested in him for a potential role, he gave him his number. Eventually, Perry reached out and began a casual relationship with the man. Not long after they spoke, Perry would later encourage the man to audition for the film Boo, a Madea Halloween movie, which he did and he got the part. Rodriguez ultimately appeared in the film as frat guy number 10. He claims that after he was cast, Perry invited him to his home to meet with him to discuss future opportunities, and this is where things got really weird. Rodriguez alleges the first assault occurred at Perry's Los Angeles home. After Perry encouraged him to audition for Boo, he was invited to a movie screening where Perry allegedly touched his inner thigh and made unwanted advances towards him. According to the suit, the two began drinking together before Perry invited the actor to his home theater to watch a movie. Perry, who instructed Rodriguez to leave his phone in the kitchen, allegedly asked the actor to talk about his personal life and proceeded to hug him and compliment his appearance. He allegedly began rubbing Rodriguez's shoulders and chest while making inappropriate noises. After Rodriguez attempted to distance himself, Perry allegedly continued touching the actor, rubbing his inner thigh right next to his privates. Tyler's essay persisted in the years after he and Rodriguez finished the Madea film. Eventually, Rodriguez returned to LA and stayed in contact with Perry, who invited him to visit his home again to discuss future acting possibilities. After a couple of visits, Tyler Perry began to make more inappropriate comments to Rodriguez about his appearance and asked him graphic inappropriate questions, including whether he had ever hooked up with another man before. During this conversation, Perry allegedly grabbed Rodriguez's leg near his private area once again. In November 2018, Rodriguez accepted another invitation from Perry to discuss a potential role in the TV series The Oval. They met for dinner in Beverly Hills, where Perry allegedly asked, "So what are we? What are we doing?" before the director instructed Rodriguez to meet him at his Los Angeles home later that evening. Conversations about potential collaborations took an inappropriate turn when Perry asked Rodriguez whether he liked oral and if he ever had done it to a man. When he said this, he quickly allegedly tightly hugged Rodriguez, tried to unbuckle the actor's pants, reached into his underwear, and grabbed his junk despite repeated objections and forced a physical struggle to get away. Perry then allegedly told him to let it happen and suggest that being with him would ensure he was taken care of. After this refusal, Perry tried to keep Rodriguez quiet by placing $5,000 in his pocket and sending him home in an Uber. Perry continued to invite Rodriguez to his Los Angeles home under the guise of work and allegedly continued to SA the actor over the following months. The last incident allegedly took place in April 2019, where Perry reportedly placed Rodriguez's hands on his own junk and offered to take care of him for life in exchange for compliance. Rodriguez claims he cut off contact with Perry after this incident. Now, Mario is suing Tyler Perry and others related to the case for $77 million. After the lawsuit was filed, as we see in all of these celebrity lawsuits, Tyler Perry's lawyer, Alex Spiro, who for those who don't know is also Jay-Z and Roc Nation's lawyers, dismissed the allegations, calling them a $77 million money grab, claiming that this lawsuit would be dismissed like the last one filed by another actor who accused Tyler of the exact same thing in June. This is a lie though, because the first lawsuit was never dismissed and is still active in the courts. Perry's legal team also revealed text messages between Tyler and Mario from back in 2024, where Rodriguez expressed gratitude to Perry in a message sent during Thanksgiving. The message allegedly read, "Just know that I love you and I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon." In a separate string of text messages sent on August 31st, Rodriguez informed Perry of his ongoing health issues, adding that he did not have health insurance. "I know I promised you I would never ask you for anything, but if this is what I think it is, I don't think I can do it on my own because I barely can pay my bills. I just can't go to the doctors because I can't even afford it. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. Scared, brother." Now, Perry's lawyers are using this to discredit Rodriguez's claims he made in the lawsuit. But Rodriguez doubled down and stood by his statements, making another video calling out those who believe the text messages discredit his claims.
You guys, first and foremost, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every single one of you guys who came and reached out to me and messaged me and showed me love and support. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, seriously. It takes a lot of courage to move forward and put yourself out there like the way I did. But Tyler Perry knows what he did, man. He knows what he did. And the text messages that he released the other day, they prove that Perry was sending me money after Madea.
You pulling up?
The thing that you guys got to ask yourself is, why? I'll give you guys more updates as soon as we get closer to the trial. The evidence that's going to come out is going to shock you guys.
I myself don't believe that text messages discredit his claims, but I do believe that it doesn't help his case, as we see many situations like this where the victim becomes used to being victimized. This is the part where I'm going to give my opinion about this from all my research into this lawsuit and the last lawsuit. The first thing I must say is that these allegations are very similar to the allegations made by Derek Dixon, who claimed in a suit filed in June 2025 that Perry put him in an exploitative dynamic between 2019 and 2023 after putting him in his show The Oval. Just like Mario, Perry allegedly assaulted Dixon at his Georgia home after inviting him for drinks. Dixon claims that Perry got into his bed with him and inappropriately touched him. Now, when it comes to Tyler Perry, to me, it's not difficult to believe he's into men. Tyler, like Diddy, has continuously denied being gay. But who honestly believes that? We all know Tyler Perry loves wearing dresses. He is most famous for dressing up as an old woman for his movie Madea. He could have had a woman play the role of Madea, but instead, he built this entire empire off dressing up like a woman. A role he obviously takes a lot of joy in playing because he's obviously into that stuff. I also don't find it hard to believe that Tyler would be forcing men he's romantically interested in to compromise themselves for a role in one of his movies. This is common practice in Hollywood. Many big directors and producers have been accused of the exact same thing since the beginning of the industry. This is one of Hollywood's biggest problems. The elite in the business force up-and-comers to prove themselves by showing they're willing to do anything for the opportunity. They know how most people are desperate to make it in the business, and they take advantage of that. They feed off that power dynamic, and it's truly sick. It's a story as old as time. What's crazy is that the TV show The Boondocks seems to have exposed Tyler Perry for this very thing all the way in 2010. In an episode titled Pause from Season 3, which originally aired on June 20th, 2010, they exposed Tyler as a full-on cult leader who forces actors to compromise themselves for roles in his movies. At the end of the episode, Perry offers the character Granddad a lead role in a film version of his play, but explicitly demands sexual favors in return. Following its initial airing and one encore in 2010, the episode was quietly removed from Adult Swim's rerun schedule and was unavailable on streaming services like HBO Max for years. The episode was removed because Perry was reportedly infuriated by the episode. He allegedly contacted executives at Turner Broadcasting and threatened to end his relationship with the company if they didn't act and remove the episode. This was Hollywood revealing the truth in plain sight all the way in 2010. This means Tyler has likely been doing this for many years, with the rumor spreading all throughout Hollywood to the point that it ended up as a plot in a Boondocks episode. Now, while I do believe Perry likely did as St. Mario, I still have to call him out for one thing. Why the heck did he keep going back to Tyler's house after the first time? Was he that desperate to make it in Hollywood? Obviously he was. I will tell you one thing. If a man tried to grab my junk, I'm knocking him out or dying trying. Now, I do understand that Mario was at Perry's house and knocking him out could literally get him hurt or even killed. But at the very minimum, the moment Perry tried to grab his goods, he should have flipped out and left immediately. There would be absolutely no way I would keep going back to that man's house. Now, I know as a man, it's hard to report being assaulted by another man, as to be honest, it is really embarrassing, especially when you're the size of Mario. So I give him that, and I understand why he didn't report it right away. But the fact that he kept on trying to stay in contact with him and going to his house, asking him for favors seems so wrong. Mario seems to be a straight man. He's even married to a woman. So I'm not going to say he liked it. But what I believe happened is that he chose to sell his soul to make it. Tyler offered him a chance to go against his morals to make it in the business. And it looks like he took it, not caring about what it would do to his soul. Now, while Mario's behavior is definitely questionable, I still think his lawsuit is important. If this was done in any other workplace, he will still have a case, as you're not supposed to take advantage of your employees. And that's what Mario is accusing Tyler of doing to him. All of this further shows how these monsters operate behind the scenes. This reminded me of the TV show The Boys, which I just did a video on that everyone should watch. In that show, the superheroes are an analogy for celebrities and politicians. In the first episode, a superhero essayed a new girl who joins their superhero team. He forced her to comply by threatening to end her career if she didn't agree to do it with him. This is what Hollywood does. It's not a coincidence Diddy and Will Smith were accused of the same thing. This is the price of fame in the industry. And honestly, it shouldn't be that way. Imagine if you had to hook up with the manager at Home Depot to get hired. If you rejected him, then you would make sure no manager hires you in the country, blackballing you because you said no. It's not right, but it's how Hollywood operates. This is because it's a moralist place. We need to expose these monsters because it's the only way we can hold them accountable and make a change. Mario's story is a perfect example of why you should never sell your soul for Hollywood. Always stay true to yourself and God. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Let me tell you something right now, man.
Well,
you
let's
gotta
take
understand
part.
what the real is and what it ain't. You need to understand what's really real and what it really ain't. Hollywood is Hollywood, and this probably the last couple of years probably been the most exposing that it's been in the world, and it's a reason for that. Okay, don't just think, oh man, everything just coming out now. No, if this been going on and it is what it is, you got to ask yourself, why is all of this coming out now? 2026, 2025, 2024, but 2025 really hit different. Why is it all coming out now? That's what you got to ask yourself. That's why you got to say, because at this point, it's like every other day or every other week, we hearing something about some assault, men, you know, it's just, this is what we hear every day, every week. They got to do with Hollywood. So that should make you wonder and think even more, what's next? As always, fam, you know what the level is and what it ain't. Monday through Friday in here with your boy Dilla T and my fam. Understanding that we here to read the headline and we ready to read in between the lines to know that we here to inform, understand, and be aware of my G's. that if it walk like her, talk like her, we know what it is, and it's duck hunting season, and we ready to get it cracking. You understand? As always, family, I truly appreciate you pulling up, pulling in, understanding, getting you something comfortable, making sure that you're tuning in with your family Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Dilla T, making sure that we get closer, get an understanding that we here to unleash any and everything, information that needs to be done for us to know that we ready to bring light to darkness and make sure that we all understand what we need to know so we all know what to do when it goes down. You understand what I'm saying? As always, family, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all taking time out to pull up on your boy Dilla T. To hit that like button, subscribe, make sure your notification bell is on all, and making sure that you become a member today and to join to become a sponsor tomorrow. You understand? As always, fam, never forget the Cash App and never forget the Super Chat. Truly appreciate your dollars or two of support in each and every way, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we reach people that don't know what's going on so we can all know what to do when it goes on. You understand? As always, fam, never forget the raffle. One woman, one man. Definitely gonna win a Dilla T, no filters, classic hoodie in the raffle. Put your $2 in, put your $5 in at any time. Just let us know it's you so we can make sure your name is included in the raffle. You understand what I'm saying? As always, family, you already know what it is. When you come in, you make sure you get you something to drink. You get you something to eat. You get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam. You in here with your boy Dilla T and my fam. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Y'all be safe. You know it's love. For real. Lock your doors. God bless.